Hello, everybody. I am super, super excited to share with you a very special guest, Liz Nicholas. And Liz and I have been in each other's world since 2019. And y'all, you have got to know Liz. You've got to go meet Liz. She is not only a guest expert inside of my Activate Abundance Academy, and she comes and she teaches mindset, belief, quantum, your relationship with money, your relationship with self, how to sell in a way that feels more genuine and authentic. But she's got amazing programs to support women in business to up level their mindset and to really create the desires that they want to create in their life. So, Liz, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having me, Christine. I love chatting with you. So when you ask, I run. I'm ready to
I-
go.
It's so fun. I know
So
we're
fun.
like, yes, let's do it. Let's figure it out.
Yes.
So Liz, I just want to, share, we have such a similar belief around the importance of mindset. Obviously, I wouldn't have worked with you since 2019, which by the way, everybody, I am still working with Liz to this day because I believe so much in the power of our belief system and our mindset and the inner game that we've got going on in between our ears that actually create our success. So I just want to kind of ask you, Liz, like, what is one of the reasons why you decided to come teach mindset inside of Activate Abundance Academy?
Well, I don't think I can narrow that down to just one, because there really are several reasons. I obviously would not go into a program that I didn't have the utmost respect for. So, first and foremost, I mean, I don't even think I need to say that, but I really believe so strongly in what you're teaching. But I want to add to that how you're teaching it. And, from the beginning of working with you and then getting exposed to your work, it's your approach, it's your philosophy, it's obviously all of your strategies, and everything you actually teach is like gold, but it's the way you treat the people inside of your program, the way you support them. It is that female energy that isn't weak or wimpy or submissive, but it doesn't tip over into bro marketing and sales. You
Mhm.
have that lane so beautifully defined for yourself where you can be very powerful, very intentional, very strong, forward thinking, and still have all that femininity and act with and from the heart. So I feel really super aligned with that, and I always feel better for being in your presence. And so it really was a no-brainer for me. I can't go and train inside 13 programs. I have four of my own, and I just don't have the capacity to do it. So I'm going to pick and choose where I feel I can be of most service and help and where I feel the most aligned. And generously, you've always allowed me to have an opportunity to bring your people into my world. And honestly, they have been some of the best clients I've ever had, because
Mhm.
they understand business, because they have the tools. And the only thing when they come to me that's in their
Mhm.
way is, as you say, the inner game. And
Mhm.
that's a perfect client for me. So they
Yeah.
already know what to do, right? And
Yeah.
they've got all the support they need from you. They're just ready to go and clean up that stuckness in their belief system. So I think for us, for you, and for me, this has been a really beautiful marriage of two businesses together.
Yeah, it's been so fun. And it's been such a delight to see the up level that the clients inside of Activate Abundance Academy have by being surrounded and by supported by you. Even watching the recording. I mean, you show up live, for 90 minutes every single quarter to help our people get out of their own way, to help our people clean up whatever gremlins are playing in the background or old belief system that's keeping them from actually creating what it is that they want. But even those that are watching the replay, they're like, oh my gosh, that replay was so good. Or they'll reach out to you and say, okay, Liz is amazing, like holy cow, that was so good. So thank you for being there and supporting our women so incredibly. I wanted to just kind of ask you around this, idea of where do you see entrepreneurial women getting stuck in their own belief system, right? I mean, we know we need both inner, mindset and strategy. And I truly believe that if you have the strategy but you don't have the mindset, that doesn't work. And also, if you've got the mindset, but you're not implementing or taking action on what it is that you know, that's not going to work either. So where do you feel that you see people getting stuck and that you're like, yeah, we need to kind of clean this piece up here?
Yeah, it's a great question. I'm a really big believer that businesses are built with action.
Mm-hmm.
And we can't sit around just doing mindset work and just journaling and just dreaming starry-eyed and making vision boards. That's not going to build a business. A business is built by taking massive action, strategic action, action that is aligned with what you desire, and that's everything that they're learning inside of Activate. Where we get stuck is in what we don't know, which is our
Mm-hmm.
belief systems. And this isn't because somebody's a procrastinator or they're lazy or they don't have enough desire or all of the stuff that our brains offer us is the reason that we're not engaged, that we're not taking action. What's really going on, and it's so crazy when you think about it, is our own brain is really set up to sabotage us in so many ways because we are wired to feel safe. We are wired to be protected by our brain. Our brain is always sweeping for danger and is always telling us to do the things we've done before and to stay away from the unfamiliar. And that's just hardwiring, evolutionary
Mm-hmm.
hardwiring. And we can't overcome that. We can work with it. We can override it. We're not going to change the actual wiring. Most people never learn that and they don't understand that. Or if they've heard it somewhere, they think, oh yeah, I could imagine, there's an example of this or an example of that. But that is what your brain is doing 24/7. It is sweeping for danger. It is saying, am I safe? Am I safe? Am I safe? Then you look at something like growing a business that takes effort. It takes learning new things. It takes doing new things. It takes doing things you've done before on a much larger scale. It takes visibility. It takes trial and error, trying things. And it takes failure. To grow a business takes failure. You have to try some things and realize, oh, that's not the way to do it. Oh, that doesn't
Mm-hmm.
work. Oh, I tried that and now I realize it's the other way. It's experimentation to be an
Mm-hmm.
entrepreneur, but your brain's not on board. And at every pass, your brain will try and shut you down. It doesn't want you to do the new things in new ways or be more visible or experiment or ever fail. And so the sabotage that we experience is our own brain working against our desires. So our subconscious is sabotaging us. And
Mm-hmm.
so we don't see this. And when we get a message like, what if I fail, or I need to study that more, or I need to learn more before I do it, or any of these messages, we just hear that, or maybe we're not even aware of it and we don't hear it and we stop. So
Yep.
I see this inside of Activate from time to time with people, and we get it cleaned right up. But what I notice is that people don't know they're in stories. They don't know they're in belief systems. It's the what you don't know, you don't know. And we think, well, that's just a fact. It's true. I need to learn more. I need to slow down, or I'm not ready, or I'm confused, or whatever it is. And when I can show someone that they're in a story, that they're in a program, and offer them the opportunity to question it and to be of choice around it, that's when all of a sudden there's opportunity and possibility. So when I'm talking to people in business, very rarely will someone say, I genuinely don't know what I need to be doing. Sometimes if someone's brand new, they might not. But
Mm-hmm.
most of the time, the problem is I know what I should be doing, or I know I should be doing more of something and I'm not. What's going on? I just
Mm-hmm.
feel stuck. And it's almost always the word stuck that people use.
Yep.
When we
Yep.
clean up the stuckness, when we take back our power and we don't feel helpless and we don't feel like, I don't know why this is happening, and we understand our brain's lack of cooperation with our dreams, we take agency over our ability to operate our brain and then also to grow our business.
Mm. I love that so much, Liz. That answer is just spot on. And it's true. That's where I see, most entrepreneurs, coaches that get stuck or self-sabotage in that way are doing it again, not because of lack of what it is that they know that they can do to create success.
Right.
It's that
Right.
something gets stuck in their programming that doesn't allow them to actually implement it, doesn't allow them to take action. And so they begin to believe the story that I'm confused, or
Right.
believe the story that I'm overwhelmed, or believe the story that I'm annoying somebody if I, reach out to them.
Right.
or I believe the story that, oh, they're going to think that I'm just after their money. I mean, there's a lot of different stories that, when we're trying to build and grow a business from a heart-centered place, and we know that in order to have a business, there has to be an exchange of money there,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
We have to
Yeah.
be willing to invite people to work with us, in order for them to say yes, in order for us to actually have a profitable and business, you
Yeah.
know, that, the multiple places that people get stuck are different for everybody. But what we can definitely see is that we know that there's some sort of old program going on that's not allowing them to either move forward, or they don't know what it is that, like you said, that they don't know. And so having your support to just bring that to their awareness, but also give them the tools to clean that up, is so, so powerful. I think it's one of the reasons why our clients get so many incredible results, is because it's not that, no matter where you are, it's not that we never get stuck. Heck, I get stuck. Everybody
Yeah.
gets
We all
stuck in
get
the
stuck.
program from time to time, right? Because we have a brain, right? But when you've got somebody there to help move you along through that quicker, so that you can be like, oh, yeah, like that program doesn't work for me anymore, or
Well,
that
the
program.
problem is
Mhm.
we don't see our
Yeah,
programs. So
yeah,
this would be pretty easy to clean up on our own if we could just get under the hood of our own
yeah,
brains and
yeah.
take a look and say, oh, now I can see this is why this isn't working. The
Hmm.
problem is that when you're in a program, you don't know you're in a program.
Hmm.
You feel it, you experience it as truth. And
Yes.
so one of the things, the very first things I do, especially when I'm working with someone for the first time, like for example, inside of Activate, is you'll notice that people, and we can notice this on other people, present stuckness in the noun form. It's called
Mm,
nominalization. And what I'm always trying to do is move people back into the verb form, because
mm,
literally in your subconscious, when you're in the noun form, I am a
mhm,
procrastinator. When you're in the noun form, you're immovable. You are in some state of factuality in a program
mm,
where you don't know you're in a program. You're literally in the bottle and trying to read the label. If we can move it back, when is the last time you experienced procrastination? When was the last time you were procrastinating? When we can get it into a moving state, we
mhm,
begin to realize I'm not something, I'm doing something, I'm being
mm,
something. There's movability there. And that's why I base all my work on brain science, because when you
mhm,
understand that's how the brain has changeability, is to be in a verb state, a moving state. Even a quick conversation like that with someone gives them some wiggle room, and all of a sudden they're open to the concept. Oh, I see, I'm in a program.
mhm, mhm. Yeah, so true. We don't see the programs that we're in unless somebody points it out. And actually, you've got some really great questions to help us understand, or even to ask, is that really true? Or
Right?
is this just a program?
Right.
Yeah,
And
so
it doesn't
good.
even have to, sometimes people are like, it is true. I
Mhm,
am slow to learn, or whatever it is. And I think sometimes the better question is, what is it costing you to stay in this belief?
mhm,
And to really understand that there's choice, that even if it feels like it's been true and it's been true up until now and it was true 2 seconds ago, you still have opportunity to shift that and change that. Our brains are predictive. They're
yep,
always going to answer any question by going to the past. So the answer for a brain that's unchecked and unsupervised, like what most people's brains are, when you say, well, can you do this, that, or the other? Your brain goes to the past, takes a look at all the files, says,
mhm,
nope, never succeeded at that before, never done that before, don't know anything about that. And then the answer becomes no.
yep,
And I want people to learn to operate a brain that has that tendency, that we're not, it's going to want to go back, and you're going to have to pull it back into the present and say, nothing that's new I've ever done before. It makes no sense that I would know how. It makes no sense that I would be comfortable. It makes no sense that I would know the exact steps to do. You have to override your own brain's wiring by being very conscious of your subconscious. And that's everything I'm teaching and training people. And that's the
mhm,
work we're doing inside of Activate. That's
mhm,
so incredible when I come in for a workshop, training,
mhm.
coaching session with the women.
Yeah, it's amazing. Liz, I want to ask you, a question around time and money because, as you know, we both have programs and well, actual programs that we teach. We also have our own inner programs
We have both.
because we were talking about programs. But one of the things that you and I both hear, and where a program that people get caught in is, I don't have enough time or I don't have enough money. And I would love for you, to kind of speak into that. If somebody said, you know what, I'd really like to have both the mindset support and the strategy and the access, that I get inside of Activate Abundance to build and grow my business, but I don't have enough time, or I don't think I have enough time, or you know what, the money's not in my bank account, and so that means no. What would you say around how to look at that? I have an idea of what you're going to say because I know that you and I have coached on this, but I really would love people to get your, perspective on time and money.
Yeah. So time and money are both operating constructs in our brain. We have, before there's money in the bank, before there's time on the alarm, in the clock, the timer, whatever, we have a relationship with both those things. We have a relationship with time, we have a relationship with money. And which is why people can have a lot of money or have very little money and still feel the same way about money, or have a lot of time on their hands or very little time on their hands and still have the same relationship, feeling, emotional experience with time. So you want to learn how to work with the concepts and the constructs of time and money. And look, I think you and I both agree that if someone's going to have their electricity turned off, then they
Mhm.
might legitimately not have money. But for most of us, when we say we don't have time or enough time, or we say we don't have enough money, and often, by the way, those things go together. It's I don't have enough money now, or I
Mm.
don't have time or money. Like they're interlocked a lot.
Yeah.
I want people to be curious about what's really going on. And here's what's going on. There's a priority that's misaligned with your dream. And
Hmm.
and that's overcomable. If you want to build a business, and if you haven't built that business yet, and if this is the big want, the big desire, the big dream, chances are you're not sitting around with idle time and buckets of extra money. That's why you're at the beginning of building a business. And so you really want to look at, again, back to what we were talking about, is the predictiveness of the brain and the programs we're in. For so many people, when they see the value of something, they can find the money. When they see the importance of something, they can make the time. And so while it's sometimes true, somebody, maybe they don't have time or maybe they don't have money, it's so rare that that's actually what's going on. It's your brain answering an uncertainty inside you with your go-to favorite brain's selected pre-fabricated answer, which is, I don't have the time or I don't have the money. And we can watch ourselves do this. We
Hmm.
can watch somebody offer us something, and it doesn't have to be a coaching program, it can be
Hmm.
anything. We can watch
Hmm.
somebody offer us something that we feel uncertain about and watch ourselves answer, oh, well, I have to think about that because I don't have the time, or, like, let me reflect about the money of that. Like, it's like we have a go-to stand-in
Hmm.
answer that isn't really the truth of what we're thinking about and reflecting on. So my message to people is, get to know your relationship with time and money. Watch how these things tend over and over and over. People that never have enough time never have enough time. Like, I'm
Hmm.
not kidding. The day never arrives where they're like, I'm done. I did it all. Now I'm free. Now I have time
It's
and I
so
can do
true.
all the things. Like, that never happens. And
Hmm.
and yet they'll argue it's when the kids are in camp, out of school, we're done with vacation, the holidays are over, the this, the that, like they will argue this, and the day never arrives. And it's the
Hmm.
same thing with money. They
Hmm.
never arrive to have the money to do the thing. So we got to get curious. We got to look at how our brain is offering up the same relationship with time and same relationship with money over and over. And I just like to say, if we don't change either of those things or both, is anything going
Hmm.
to change in the outcomes of our life, in the results of our life? And sometimes stretching beyond your capacity is exactly what you need to do. Your brain will never want to sign up for that program. Like, your brain's not excited about that idea. Stretching capacity sounds like danger.
Hmm.
But when you ask someone who's a successful entrepreneur, was there a point at which you had to stretch beyond your capacity with time or money, do more than you'd ever done in a shorter period of time, spend more than, I mean, I'd be hard pressed to find a successful entrepreneur. In fact, I don't think I could that would say that's never happened to me. That's
Yep.
actually the bricks that we lay the road with for successful entrepreneurship is constantly reinventing our relationship with time and money. And I think it doesn't stop when you learn to build a business. That work doesn't stop. It becomes more imperative because
Hmm.
as you're building a business, you have to start to spend more money to support that
Hmm.
business, to build teams, to
Yep.
do mindset training and get advanced business training. Like
Hmm.
it doesn't end, it only gets amplified. And so if you are in the earlier stages of building a business, now is the time to clean up the relationship with time and money because it will stop you from everything that you're dreaming of. Absolutely everything. You have to grow the capacity for both of those things.
Absolutely, absolutely. And it is like, I love the way that you're talking about growing the capacity because that's exactly what we do. It's not like a light switch that we turn it on and be
Right.
like, okay, now I'm done. It is something that we build like a muscle and we, action every day and we expand and build our capacity to create a new relationship around time and to create a new relationship about money. Yeah, I know one of the most powerful things I think you taught me to do by being in your world and working with you personally was whenever there was a question about whether I wanted to invest in something or spend the money on something, it was to take money out of the equation and first just
Yeah.
let the energy be really, really clean and clear. And I love that so much because it allows you to say, okay, hold on. Like, is this something that I really want? Is
Right.
this
Yeah.
something
Yeah.
that I feel I really want? And I call it being a heart yes. Is this something that I'm a heart yes for first? And if the energy there is yes, then we go into the conversation of okay, how can I find the resources that I need? How can I find the time that I need? How can
Yeah.
I make that work? And then our brain actually solves for a solution versus just going back to that default, like you said earlier, of I don't have the time, I don't have the money. We
Yeah.
actually
Brilliant.
we start sharing, we actually start giving our power away to time or money instead of just making a clean read first of is this something that I want? Am I a heart yes for this? And if
It's
so,
like we're not answering the real question.
yeah,
We go
exactly.
right into the cover of time or money in a protective stance, right? Those are
Yep.
the brain's favorite two protections, time and money.
Yeah.
And so we go into that, am I safe? Am I safe? Am I safe? I'll use time and money. I'm not sure. Rather than
Yep.
actually look at, do I really want to do this? One
Yep.
of the most powerful questions we can ask ourselves is, if I were emotionally safe and financially safe, am I a yes for this?
Mm-hmm.
Immediately solves for time and money. And you can tell your brain that doesn't mean I even have to be it. Like I don't have to take action. But let's get to the truth. Do
Yeah.
I want to do this? If I'm emotionally and financially safe, is this a yes? And most of the time, we'll be like, it is a yes. Oh my
Mm-hmm.
gosh. Now
Mm-hmm.
we solve for the drama that our brain is offering us with time and money. So I
Yep.
love that.
Yeah. So good. Liz, thank you so much. I always learn, no matter if you are teaching inside my program or I am learning inside your program or we have a conversation, it's always incredible. It's always so, so valuable. So, for those of you that are listening, go grab a spot and join us inside of Activate Abundance Academy. You will absolutely have first class coaching support with mindset here with Liz. You will get first class coaching support around heart centered and a proven strategy that have timeless principles to help you build and grow your business without feeling the need to sacrifice your well-being or your integrity or your time for
Yeah. Yeah.
success. And we're happy to help you also make a decision, right? We are happy to help you make an empowered decision. And I tell my people this all the time. I am never about trying to convince or persuade somebody to work with me. I am only here to help you make an empowered decision that you feel good about walking away with. And so, if stepping into Activate is the best fit for you, we will absolutely have that conversation. And if it's not, that's okay too. At least you'll have, a decision, you'll have a direction in which you go to get that with which you want. So
I love
go
it.
ahead, book a call with me. It's a 20-minute clarity call where we're just going to help you uncover, what are you looking for? Is this something that will support you? And we'd love to have you join us inside of Activate Abundance Academy.
Yes, go join, go join.
Yes, yes, amazing. Liz, thank you so much. Okay, everybody, we will see you next time, and I hope you have a beautiful and amazing day today.